Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 4th January 2024. So first of all, we are going to take PDF of Hindu and we are going to point out the important articles relevant from our examination point of view. And after that, we are going to see in how many dimensions we can think about that topic. So that will be improving your thought process. So this thought process is very useful for clearing of your prelims and as well as mains. Okay, so today we have to discuss many articles. So there are many articles which are important from our examination point of view. So without wasting any time, let us see the dimensions and let us pick out the topics which are relevant from our examination point of view. So this is a front page of Hindu. So there are two important articles in this front page. So these are at most important. So first one here is SC, that is Supreme Court upholds SEBI probe, turns the spotlight on Hindenburg's conduct. So this article is talking about Hindenburg's conduct. So here we have to see what is this Hindenburg conduct and what Supreme Court said. So if we're talking about Hindenburg report. So after this Hindenburg, it is US based. And what happened here is, so this Hindenburg came up with a report. And this report said that Adani company, you might be knowing about this Adani company, right? So Adani company is misleading. Okay, it is misleading its investors. It is misleading its investors. And this report which came around 2019 and 2020 in that time. So after that, what happened? Many petitions or PILs, they filed in Supreme Court. And now in January 2024, Supreme Court came up with a judgment. So because of this is the news and this is background. Okay, so here I want to say one thing. I don't know whether it will become a controversy or not. So you might be thinking on this line. So it is my idea. So based on my current affairs analysis, so from last 4 to 5 years, so I got this knowledge, like whatever the Supreme Court which is giving the judgments, so whatever the judgments which are given by Supreme Court, and these are in the favor of present government. Okay, present BJP government. And even you can take lots and lots of cases, like for example Ayodhya verdict. Okay, so many cases, now the judgment is in the favor of the present government. Okay, so in the same way here, actually you might be knowing or not, I don't know, but so actually here our Prime Minister is Narendra Modi ji. So before he became Prime Minister, so he worked as Chief Minister for Gujarat. Okay, so many times he won in Gujarat, and at that time he used to have a good links with this Adani company, and he used to use this special flights of this Adani only to travel. Okay, so now it is allegation against this Adani company, and now Supreme Court is giving the ruling. It is favor of this Adani company. So here's something which is going on. Okay, yes or no? So I want to give you this, because not only as a current affairs faculty, so I need to give some perspectives to you, right? So because of this I said about this. So don't take me wrong if you are a pro BJP party. Okay, don't take me wrong. So now here, what are the dimensions that you have to think from examination point of view? So you have to know some facts regarding this Hindenburg's report, and you have to see what is the issue here. And you have to see what is the Supreme Court judgment. And even you can add this article as an example. So as an example in ethics. For example, in the chapter of 7th chapter, that is in probity in governance. So you can add this topic in probity in governance. And even you can add this topic in chapter 6, that is corporate governance. So you can also add this topic as an example in this corporate governance. In this corporate governance topic and even the property governance, yes, you can use this article as an example. Okay, so that's it. And even there is a chance of getting question regarding the SEBI. So you have to see like what are the facts regarding the SEBI. So how many dimensions we got? So we got ethics dimension. So we got the details of this Hindenburg's report, and what is the allegation, this is third dimension, and what is Supreme Court judgment, fourth dimension, and what is about the SEBI. So all these things that you have to refer from this article point of view. And now next topic is 103 killed in twin blast at memorial event in Iran. So Iran is celebrating 4th anniversary of this death of Soleimani. Okay, now in this incident, what happened? So the bomb blast happened. And in this bomb blast, around 103 people they killed and more than 250 people they had been injured. So this is according to the facts or data given by this Iran officials. So here this article is very important and we are going to see some dimensions like what you have to refer from this article. So it is talking about Iran's bomb blast. So what are the dimensions that you have to think here? So first one is you have to see place where bomb blast happened. So why place? Because in prelims you may get a question like they will give you place and they will give you country. So this will be the one pair. Second pair will be one place and another country. Third pair is one place and country, and they will be saying that identify which are the correct pairs. Okay, identify the correct pairs. For example, Nagorno-Karabakh region, that is between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Okay, like that here you will be getting place and country. So from that point of view, so this place where this blast happened is very important. So this is the first way of getting question, and second method here is, so they give you the place and they will say like Iran's bomb blast. Okay, like that also you will be getting question. So in these two ways you can expect a question, or else you can get one more type of question. Like third type will be, they will be giving you places and they will be asking you to arrange them from east to west or north to south or south to north. So in this way also you can expect a question in your prelims. So because of this, whenever you are seeing any region in the news, yes, you have to remember that and you have to see the map of that, or else you may get question regarding this Iran. So which are the countries sharing boundary with Iran? So in this way also you can get a question. Okay, so all these are the important things that you have to remember. And next dimension here is you have to see what is the background of this issue. What is the background? For example, you can connect with this Soleimani. And there is also a chance of getting question regarding the Soleimani. So you have to know about who is this Soleimani and how he was killed. So actually this Soleimani, he was killed in a drone attack. And in this attack, which was done by USA, in this USA's drone attack, so this Soleimani lost his life. And now they are celebrating 4th anniversary of this death of Soleimani. And you have to see like what will be the impact. So all these are some important dimensions that you need to think about this topic. Is that clear or not? If you are getting points, so please type 1 in the comment box. Don't forget. And next topic here is Railways tightens RTI norms days after revealing the cost of PM selfie points. So we discussed this topic and I also shown you like how this PM selfie points are there. So recently what happened? So you have to know the background. So if you know the background, then only you will be correcting the topics, right? So recently there are number of RTIs, that is right to information, which had filed regarding the cost of PM selfie points. So where are the selfie points are located? In railways. in major railways, government came up with this PM selfie points. Okay, so the cost here is around like more than 6 lakhs rupees per single point. So this is the information which released recently in answer to RTI which filed. And now what happened? So now onwards, so this RTI rules have been tightened. Okay, tightened by railways. So here in this context, you have to focus on what is this RTI. So what are the provisions of this RTI? So what are the objectives? So what are the advantages and disadvantages? Okay, so this RTI is very important from your governance point of view. In governance, we will be talking about two important concepts always. That is accountability and transparency. To ensure accountability and transparency in the service delivery, is this Right to Information Act, which empowered the people a lot to know what is happening inside the government. And even in your ethics, in this chapter called as Probity in Governance, you have a separate topic of RTI Act of 2005. So from these two subjects point of view, so this article is very important. And you have to know various facts regarding this RTI. Okay, so these are some important things that you have to remember. And the city page, I found nothing which is important. And you can move on to states page. So in the states page, I found there are a good chunk of articles which are important from our examination point of view, and we are going to see that. Yes, here you can see this article. It is about women's development is my guarantee, says Prime Minister Ji. Okay, so yes, this article is talking about women empowerment. What it is talking about? It is talking about women empowerment. So I want to give you homework today based on this topic. So please do the homework. Okay. So I will give you the dimension. So please think about that and give your opinion. So actually this women empowerment is one of the important and favorite topic of UPSC. So here you have to understand what is the definition of this women's empowerment and what is the status of women empowerment in India. For example, if you're talking about polity, so what is the role of women? For example, women's entry into politics. So recently bill which is talking about 33% of reservation for women in Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly had been passed. But even that has passed, it has some challenges. So our present government said that after this 2021 census, so based on that census data only we can implement this thing. And even you can talk about women's entry into economy. So how many women they are contributing to the economy? Okay, women's entry in science and technology. So recently you know that women's they got PC. Okay, in army and even in the navy. So what is women percentage? And you have to see even the air force. And even you can write about women's entry in the sports. You can write about examples of Mary Kom. You can write about examples of Ashwini Nachappa, PT Usha, and also Saina Nehwal, okay, PV Sindhu. So you can write some examples, okay. And even you can write about women's status in society. And even you can write about how women are playing an important role in environment and ecology. Okay, for example, Chipko movement, women play a very important role. Okay, so what is the role of women? So in all these things that you have to see. And especially this article is talking about our Prime Minister, he will be giving some guarantees so that will lead to women empowerment. So in this context, you have to see already what are the schemes, what are the government schemes are there which are focusing on women empowerment. That thing that you can write. and even some incentives which are providing by the government to women. Okay, all these things are very, very important. Okay, and this women empowerment topic is at most important. And whenever you're getting articles or examples regarding this women empowerment, try to collect them. And if you move on here, you can see one more article, that is PM opens Lakshadweep optical fiber connection. So this is talking about high speed internet in this Lakshadweep. So what are the dimensions that you have to think? You have to know the geography of this Lakshadweep. Geography is nothing but like location, and you have to see map, and you have to see whether they are coral origin or not, and you have to see what are the threats, and you have to see which are the tribal people you are present in this Lakshadweep, and you have to see on which economy they are dependent on. Okay, and you can talk about internet connectivity here. So with this high speed internet connectivity through this optic fiber system, so what will be the advantages? So what will be the side effects? Other than this, in our country we also have this optic fiber scheme that is called as BharatNet. So you have to say what is this BharatNet and what is the scope of this BharatNet project. Okay, so these all are the dimensions that you have to think regarding this topic. Clear or not? So if it is clear, please type 1 in the comment box. Are you getting dimensions or not? So whether my analysis is helpful to you or not, at least 10 to 20%. In this editorial session, yes, we have to discuss about this hit and run clause and a new penal code. So what is this? So what are the impacts? So even yesterday's lecture we discussed that, but we are having a detailed analysis in this today's class. And this one is about blood management needs a fresh infusion. So this article is talking about management of blood. So you will be knowing about lots and lots of blood, right? So actually we are facing this crisis of this blood. So if you want to go for major surgery or if you are going for trauma, etc. So first and the foremost side effects will be the losing of blood. So because of this we have to compensate that. So blood management is very, very important. Okay, for example, if you're talking here, you have to know about different components of blood. Like we have RBC, WBC, platelets. Okay, and we have plasma. So in plasma we have antibodies, etc. So those are very, very important, right? So in this way here, this article says that yes, we have to manage this blood. And its opinion page, there is an article, it is about dispute on India's debt burden. So it is also very, very important. So this article is talking about India's debt. So this article is talking about India's debt burden. So here you have to know what is the meaning of debt. And you have to see what are the reasons for the debt. And we have to think about how can we clear that debt. And you have to see what are the measures can be taken. And even there is a scope of collecting data also. So please collect the data from the article. And this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under economy. Okay, so these are very, very important. And in this text and context page, you can see this article is regarding ULFA. So already number of times we discussed about this ULFA. and we are going to see just what is the gist which is given here. That's it, nothing more, nothing less, because I don't want to waste your time. Prelims is very much near. And next topic is, why is upskilling necessary for rural youth? So if we're talking about youth, so one important problem faced by youth is unemployment. There is increased rate of unemployment. Even after completing graduation also, they are not getting jobs. For example, engineering students. So how many of you are from engineering background here? Please let me know in the comment box, okay? So we'll be discussing our problems later. So here this article says that here the main source of rural livelihoods, it is nothing but they will be focusing on agriculture and agriculture related labor. Okay, so in this way here they want to support their family's income by working on family owned farms. So the current vocational education landscape in rural India is interspread with industrial training institutes to upskill this rural population, but with a little to no placement opportunities. So the issue here is, yes, we know that in rural areas, the youth, they are facing this problem of unemployment. So to address this, government came up with this vocational training institutes, okay, to improve the skills of the students. But here these institutes are not providing the proper work or proper placement opportunities. So this is one of the cause of concern now. So effective rural education should be tailored such that technical as well as life skills they needed to empower youth in these areas become accessible them through formal education. So we have to focus on the rural education and we have to focus on imparting the life skills so that will be helpful in the long run of these people. So this is about this topic. And now let us move on to news page. So here you can see one important article, that is caste discrimination in the prisons need to be addressed. So this article says that yes, in prisons this caste-based discrimination is happening. Okay, and especially for the segregation of this low caste people for manual work is done, and the treatment of inmates of denotified tribes as habitual offenders. So have you watched this movie called as Jai Bhim? Anyone? So in this Jai Bhim, actually when I saw this movie for the first time, I cried a lot because I am a very emotional person. And actually, so in that movie, so they depicted like how these tribal people will be prosecuted and how custodial deaths will happen. So that is clearly depicted. And even that is true, it is going on now also in some areas. Yes, it is true. And regarding this COVID-19 pandemic, son and father, they were both dead in this custodial deaths happened in Tamil Nadu. So especially here in the prisons also we are seeing this caste discrimination is happening. So why we need to call those people who belongs to this denotified tribes as a habitual offenders? So without knowing the facts, so we can't do that. Okay, and even here manual work among them. Okay, so it is given to this caste hierarchy. And next one here is it is one of the very important issue that have to be addressed, because as you all know that India is a multi-dimensional country. So number of religious people are living together and we are living in the different regions, and we have a lot of diversity in our culture, society, and from individual to individual, from society to societal level, from state to state, we have a huge diversity. So in this diverse country, yes, we have to give importance to all the rights, not only rights of you and your community, but even others as well. So there should be no caste discrimination. So even our fundamental right which says that there should be no discrimination based on caste. So why it is happening? You have to think on that lines and you have to say like what is a way forward. So how can we eliminate or decrease this caste-based discrimination? And next topic is 50% of cybercrime pains originate in China and some pockets of Cambodia and Myanmar. So from Cambodia, Myanmar and China, so there are lots and lots of cyber crimes they had been noted. So we have to see what are the laws which are present, okay, and what are the steps that can be taken. So these two are the very important topics. And here this article says that G20 website saw 16 lakh cyber attacks per minute. So per minute about 16 lakh attacks are happening across the world. So here we need to take some urgent steps to control this. And if you move on, here you can see one article that is 55% of patients, they are given antibiotics only as a preventive measure. So actually antibiotics are very, very important, crucial, they are like life saving, and they should not be prescribed without a prescription. But what is happening in India? So if you are getting any disease, rather than going to doctors, you will be directly going to the medical shop and ask him to give the medicines for your signs and symptoms. So because here to prevent the things here, for the preventive measure itself, about 55% of the patients, they are now taking these antibiotics. So this is called as irrational use of antibiotic. So because of this irrational use of antibiotics, so that will lead to a condition called as AMR, antimicrobial resistance. Okay, antimicrobial resistance. So because of this, yes, we have to go for developing of a new drug. Okay, so this is about this topic. And next topic is SpaceX Falcon 9 to launch India's G20 satellites to spread broadband coverage. So this article is also very important, and when it's launched, we are going to see the articles. And this one is Navy steps in surveillance in Arabian Sea and Gulf of Aden. So because of this issue which is going on in this Red Sea and as well as the Gulf of Aden and Bab el-Mandab, so here we are focusing to improve this surveillance and security in this Arabian Sea and as well as in our Gulf of Aden. So this is about this topic. And this business page, you can see two important articles. The first one is PMI, that is Purchasing Manager Index. So December manufacturing slows to 18-month low, PMI survey shows. So this survey says that there is decreasing of this manufacturing, and after 2 to 3 days you will be getting this PMI, same PMI for service sector. So there we are going to see both. And next topic is India's rating agency raises GDP forecast to 6.7%. So now we are getting this global rating. Okay, so rating for our Indian economy, and it said it is around 6.7%, and it's a good thing. Earlier it was like 6.2%, and now it increased to 6.5%. Okay, so these are the articles which appeared now today's Hindu newspaper. And now let us see the notes part. So if you want to get these notes, you can join the Telegram channel. Link is given in description box. Okay, so please give me 30 seconds of time. Okay, come back to the class, and we are going to see all these articles which are relevant. Okay, so first article, it is about Supreme Court judgment. So we are going to see that. Okay, so here in January 2023, US based short seller, that is Hindenburg's research, published a report. So this report, which is alleging that severe improper dealings by Indian conglomerate, that is very, very big company, that is Adani Group of Industries. So this report said that the group of stock manipulation is happening, and there is use of shell companies. So these shell companies are nothing but the companies which will be there just for namesake. There will be no operations are happening. But what happened, even though no operations are happening from that shell companies, so company owners, they will be showing that these are the income that I am getting from this company, so that they want to go for money laundering, and as well as to convert the black money, they will be using this shell companies. So there is allegation that this Adani company is also having a shell companies, and even it started raising its debt from public banks to fund unprofitable capital spending. So this Adani company is very much famous for this infrastructure projects. Okay, so these infrastructure projects are very, very important because that will consider capital expenditure, right? So whenever any tender which is given by the government, that will be taken up by this Adani group of companies only. Okay, so here they are getting most and most large public funds, okay, funds from this public banks, and they are claiming that we are going to get profit from unprofitable spendings. And even here Adani Group stocks are resulting in the loss of over 4 lakh crore in the market within value of 2 days. So that this report says that about what are the things which are doing by this Adani company. So here in February 2023, a public interest litigation which was filed in Supreme Court seeking that yes, this had to be done. Okay, done checking. That is probe into this Hindenburg's allegation against this Adani group. And over the next few months here, court asked SEBI to investigate the case. The court asked SEBI to investigate the charges against this so and so company. So now here in January 2024, Supreme Court gave a judgment. Okay, so this bench which is headed by Chief Justice, that is Chandrachud sir, and actually he rejected the plea for SIT probe into this Adani issue. So there is no need of a probe for this Adani issue, and Supreme Court also said that there is no grounds to transfer the investigation from SEBI to a special team. So actually this petition also says that, so please hand over this issue, okay, this case to other than the SEBI, but here court didn't accept this. And even court ordered that SEBI to complete the probes into 2 remaining cases related to the allegations within 3 months. And even Supreme Court bench which had been dismissed other report. And what is the impact on this investor protection? So while the court found that there are no gaping holes in the regulatory system, and also ordered the government and SEBI to still investigate if any strengthening of investor protection norms are needed or not. And even they are focusing on evaluating this Hindenburg's flouted any rules. So this committee which appointed by the Supreme Court already submitted some existing mechanisms for this adequate during turmoil, but however the implementation of these recommendations will improve the transparency, and even that will lead to the improving of disclosure requirements for companies. So these are some important facts that you have to remember. And now let us see about some facts regarding this Hindenburg research. So this Hindenburg research, it is a US based research team. So it is a US based research team, and that offers service in the forensic financial research, and they will also focus on equity, credit and derivative analysis. So their fundamental research which includes studying and reporting on companies with accounting irregularities. So here their fundamental research which includes on studying and as well as the reporting of companies and even accounting irregularities. And even they will focus on unethical practices in the business and some related party in transactions, and they will be focusing on bad management, etc. So all these are the things where they focus on. And even it is a primary method for investment. It is said to be short selling. Short selling basically involves borrowing an asset now in order to sell it and only to buy it back with a lower prices. Okay, and all these things they will be focusing by this Hindenburg. So it is a US based research team. So next topic, it is about blast in Iran. So we are going to see the map, don't worry. So if you see context, it says that because of this twin blast, so blast in 2 places, that led to killings of around 103 people. So here actually this crowd, why they met? So they met to celebrate 4th anniversary of General Qasim Soleimani. So if you see the issue here, so who did? So there is suspicion that the terrorist organizations from Iran, they had been attacked. So let us see who are they. So there is Sunni terrorist organizations including Islamic State. They conducted attacks on civilians across the Middle East. Okay, that is from Iran to Lebanon to Afghanistan. But Iran has been only a handful over the past 20 years. So from past 20 years onwards, so Iran's which had very less attacks. And 2 other Iranian alliances like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Houthis in Yemen, so they have opened multiple fronts against Israel. And they started disrupting the international shipping and escalating the threat of a regional war. And next one here is the map, so where exactly the issue happened. So here in this region the attack happened. Okay, in this region the attack happened. So if we're talking about some facts regarding this Soleimani, he had a unique celebrity status among Iran's military leaders, and he was highly popular among the hardliners. So he was very close to supreme leader, that is Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, so who called him as living martyr of the revolution. So he was also one of the main architect of Iran's recent foreign operations, so which are going on in the Syria, Iraq. So they were very much crucial in saving the regime of Bashar al-Assad in Syria and even defeating Islamic states in the both countries. So these are some important facts regarding this Qasem Soleimani, and you have to know about them. And the next topic here is about RTI norms. So here you have to know about what is this Right to Information Act. So when it was came into picture, what are the objectives, everything we are going to see in detail, because this topic is at most important from your GS paper 2 and GS paper 4. So context says that Indian Railways, they have tightened the norms for zonal railways in furnishing information under this Right to Information Act. So I said about the background, the same thing which is given here. So how this RTI can be filed? So if I want to get information, so here I will be giving a request for the information for this PIO, and later on information will be gathered by PIO and he will be giving the information to the information seeker. So it is a very simple process to see, but it is not that as much easy in practical. So if we're talking about this objectives of this act here, so it empowers citizens. So objectives will be, it is empowering citizens, and it will also promotes transparency and accountability. Okay, and even it will contain or decrease corruption, and it enhances people's participation in the democratic process. That means we can ensure participatory democracy. Okay, so it will ensure participatory democracy. And the reasons for the adoption of this Information Act is to decrease corruption and to decrease scandals, that is nothing but some frauds. And international pressure we can decrease, and activism, and we can also focus on modernization in the information society. So these are all the important reasons why we came with adoption of this Information Act. And what is the importance? So this RTI Act of 2005 did not create a new bureaucracy for implementing the law, but instead it tasked the mandated officials in every office to change their attitude and duty from one of the secrecy to one of the sharing and openness. So actually it's nothing but earlier, so we do not get any information from the government, but now because of this RTI Act of 2005, so now here we are focusing on sharing and openness of information. And this right to information has been seen as one of the key to strengthen and to participate in democracy, and even that will be helpful to usher in people, and we are focusing on now people-centric governance and participatory democracy here. And whenever the people, they are getting access to information, so they will be get empowered, especially weaker section of society. Okay, about what are the policies, what are the laws, so what are the schemes came up by the government. And this right to information which opens up government's records to public scrutiny, and thereby arming citizens with a vital tool to inform them about what the government does and how effectively, thus making the government is more accountable. So here, because of this Right to Information Act, so we are now opening this government's records to public scrutiny so that we can ensure as much as transparency as possible. And this one is, even this act improves the decision making of the public authority as well. So we're talking about what are the challenges of this RTI Act. So first one is different types of information is sought. Okay, so people will be not asking for similar information, but it may be like different types. So retrieving of information is a challenge. And the next one is asking for disparate and voluminous information. So they will be giving you the limited information, not everything. And to attain publicity by filing this RTI. And RTI filed as a vindictive tool to harass and to pressurize the public authority because of illiteracy and unawareness among the majority of population. And through this RTIs, which has aim, it is taught to create a grievance redressal and mechanism notices, and even it is focusing on information commissioners. They have to give the information or to redress this grievance of the people. So this is about this topic. And next topic is cybercrime. So it is also very important from our science and technology point of view. So please let me know, am I going fast? Because actually there are lots of articles that we have to discuss. So to complete them within time, I have to go to fast mode today. So if you say context, it says that more than 50% of cyber crimes they received on this national cybercrime helpline every day. And these are the cases that are origin from China, China and as well as Cambodia and Myanmar. So if you see the details, it says that what is the meaning of exactly the cybercrime. The cybercrime can be defined as a crime where a computer is the object of the crime and is used to commit an offense. So crimes, they fall under state subjects as per 7th schedule. So as per 7th schedule, so this crimes will come under the state subjects, and even it involves illegal or unauthorized activities. So it will be exploiting the technology and to commit the various forms of crimes. So cybercrime covers a wide range of offenses. So these offenses, they will be affecting individuals, organizations and even governments. And next here we have to see is what are the measures that can be taken to control this. So first and the foremost thing here is we have to improve awareness. So if you are improving awareness to the people, automatically we can decrease this crime rate. And next one is cyber insurance. So we have to develop cyber insurance policies. So as of now, we have insurance for accidents, right? Insurance for the death, suicides. But here we have to come up with even cyber insurance policies. So we need some customized policies so that it will be helping to ensure that organizations, they have coverage for the most relevant cyber risk they face. And next important thing here is cyber insurance, which also provides financial coverage against losses. Losses because of the cyber incidents. So by this insurance we can recover them quickly and we can continue the operations. And this one is we need data protection law, and this data protection law has been passed in India recently. And this one is we need collaborative trigger mechanism. So for a country like India, where the citizenry is more vulnerable to cybercrime, so we need to take some urgent steps like collaborative trigger mechanism. So this mechanism, that will bind all the parties. That will bind all the parties, and this mechanism will also enable the law enforcers to act quickly. And to safeguard the citizens and businesses from the fast growing menace. So this will be the advantage of this trigger mechanism. And next I found this image which is interesting. It is talking about this Silambam. So this article is important from your GS paper 1 from history point of view. So in history we have art and culture. So in that art and culture we will be studying about this Silambam. So this Silambam, it is an ancient weapon based martial art. It is from which state? That is Tamil Nadu. And it is considered as one of the oldest martial arts in the world. It is very important. And this term Silambam contains a meaning which itself reveals that it is a sport. Silam stands for mountain and Bam means nothing but bamboo. So here we are using this bamboo made weapons in this martial arts. And even this Silambam, it is also closely connected to this Kerala martial art, that is Kalari Payyattu. It is very important. And in this Silambam, foot movements are very key. So how they are moving their foot. So foot movements are key for this Silambam. And there are 16 movements need to master the movement of the foot to keep pace with the movements of the stick. So with the movements of the stick, we have to move our foot, and there are about 16 movements. And the important aim, it is to defend ourselves. And next topic, it is striking fear. So this article is talking about hit and run case. So the protests which are going on, like trucks, buses and tanker drivers across several states in India in response to newly implemented Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita for hit and run cases. So actually here this law replaces colonial law of IPC, and it is imposing stringent penalties on the drivers who are causing serious accident and who are fleeing out after the accident. And the punishment here is about 10 years of imprisonment and 7 lakh rupees of fine. And if you are talking about the reasons for protest here, the new law which imposes severe penalties including 10 years of imprisonment and 7 lakh rupees of fine, okay, of these drivers involved in the serious accidents. And the transport operators, they argue that the law may be unfairly penalize the drivers, and that could also lead to the mob violence, especially when attempting to transport the injured into the hospitals. So whenever suddenly accident happens, so if there is any one person who is injured or victim, so if we're transporting that injured from the site of accident to the hospital, so in this between here there is a chance of mob violence. Okay, and whenever this type of stringent punishments are there, means it will be discouraging the drivers, because all owners will not drive the lorries. For example, if I am an owner, I may have like 5 to 6 lorries, so I can't drive all these lorries at a time. So because of this, I will be keeping the driver. So I will be having at least 1 to 2 drivers for each vehicle. Okay. So in that context, if this type of provisions are coming up with government, means what happened? The people, they will be not coming forward to drive the lorries. So this is the problem. And already here we are facing the shortage of these drivers itself. And next topic is the protesters. They are demanding that such significant decisions should involve the consultation with the stakeholders. Okay. So before implementing of the stringent regulations, so we need to have the consultation, we need to have the talks, and we can resolve the issues. And next topic is, what is the impact of this strike? So they are saying that we are going to have the strike from January 1st to January 30. So whenever these big vehicles are going for the strike, means what happens? So it will be having impact on fuel supply, because oil tankers will be carrying this petrol, diesel to the petrol bunks. So if they are doing strike, means so how these petrol bunks can ensure the availability of petrol and diesel? It is not. Okay, so this will be issue. And about 5 lakh vehicles are reportedly affected by this strike in Madhya Pradesh. And even I said in yesterday's class, like, so we faced this problem like in petrol bunks, long queues. Yes, the same problem, like long queues will be formed at petrol pumps in the various states, including Himachal Pradesh and Maharashtra. And highways, they were obstructed in the several regions of Gujarat. So these are some important impact of the strike. And other steps, how can we improve this road safety rather than this penal provisions? So first one is, we can amend this Motor Vehicles Act. So we can amend this Motor Vehicles Act of 2019, and we increase penalties for the traffic violation, and we can also enhance the protection of good Samaritans. Okay, so it is very important. And next one is National Road Safety Policy in 2014. So we already came up with this law, and we have to focus on the coordinated actions with the various stakeholders now. And we can implement the various schemes and programs. For example, Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Sadak Yojana, and we have Bharat Mala Pariyojana and Sukhad Yatra app, so that we can focus on even improving of road infrastructure. So if you are having bad road, means that will lead to accidents. So we need to have a good road infrastructure. We have to focus on technology, enforcement and public awareness. And we can also ratify with the international convention like Brasilia Declaration on Road Safety in 2015. And even we have other declaration, that is Stockholm Declaration on Road Safety. So we have to ratify with these conventions. And next topic is understanding the peace pact with ULFA. Okay, so I want to give you one more homework, students, that is you have to do some research regarding this ULFA. Okay, and this topic is at most important from GS paper 3 under security point of view. So now let us see what is the context, why it is in news. So ULFA, it is a byproduct of anti-foreigners Assam agitation, and this ULFA established in year 1979, and finally it ended with the signing of Assam Accord in 1985. So after this group, which took a decade to recruit the fighters and train its members in Myanmar, in China, in Pakistan, so they trained their members. Okay, and before striking with a series of abductions and executions, so they went for recruiting of these fighters, and they went for even training of these fighters. And the government which responded in 1990, that offensive code named Operation Bajrang, so it was regarding this ULFA, and it banned the ULFA by this Operation Bajrang. So according to the memorandum of settlement here, this ULFA has agreed to renounce violence, disarm and disband the armed organizations, and even to vacate their camps and participate in the peaceful democratic process established by the law. So this is a thing which happened, and recently between central government and Assam government and ULFA, they came up with this signing of peace accord. Okay, so this is about this topic, and these are the very important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. And I tried to cover the most of the topics because I am getting the comments like, so cover most of the topics. So if I want to cover the topics, each and every topic, it will be like very hectic. Hectic means nothing but I need to take around 1.5 hour class. So but that much time will be not allotted. So today I discussed around 7 to 8 articles in detail. So like this I will be continuing. So if I want to continue with the many topics here, so I have to increase my speed. So whether it is okay or not, so please let me know in the comment box. And one more thing is, if you want to get the class notes, you can join this Telegram channel, that is Rathods IS classes. So here we are posting the PDF, you can download this. And one more thing is, this is our Rathods IS Academy website. So if you want to use this, first of all you have to click on login register. You have to click on do not have account and first register with these details. And later on you have to log in with your mail ID and password and click on courses. And here you can see these are the different courses that we are offering in our Rathods IS Academy. And these courses are very accessible and even they are very affordable. So we are keeping a very minimum price. So here before buying the courses, you can click on the play course so that the 3 videos will be opened. Okay, so 3 videos will be opened and you can watch the demo videos, and after that only you can go for purchasing of the course. And we are also coming up with this new foundational course for this 2025 and 2026, and the price will be very minimum. It will be around 20 to 25,000 rupees only, and we are not compromising on the quality at all. Okay, so we want to give the quality education, that too at a very minimum price. Okay, so if you want to enroll that, you can talk to me, and the number is given in description box, or else I will be writing the number 8074765513. And we are going to start the new recording soon. Okay, so that you will be getting access to the foundational course. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you really like this class, hit the like button, and if you have any suggestions, so we are ready to accept your suggestions. So please post your suggestions in the comment box, and don't forget to share this video to your friends, and please do subscribe to this Rathods IS Academy. So thank you so much for watching.